Yes, it is. Good evening, everybody. And my screen's just told me I'm live. Well, I think I feel a bit almost live. Not as live as I used to about 5 or 6 years ago, but hey ho, that's the trouble with getting old. Right, lunchtime, I asked the question, what was I turning? And that was the blank that you could see.
That was the side we saw, yeah.
And that was the side, and that was a bit of a corner. You didn't see the bottom, or what will be the bottom, and you didn't see all of the top. So there were several correct answers, and there were several random, really random answers in there. But it made a little bit of talking. So looking across the top, you can see there's one very low corner against one high corner. So what I want to do is I want to try and level this up so that the top, which will be there, is flatter and doesn't have a slope to it. So to do that, I'm going to, I've already marked the center. So I'm going to put the center on the drive and I'm going to adjust the bottom somewhere to where my finger is so that it spins off out of true. So hopefully that will give us a flatter top. So any questions, bang them in. And just to prove he's not asleep.
Yep, I'm here. I see Alice is just masquerading as me in the chat, so.
Okay, that's fine. So you're answering on two different computers under under the same name then.
Yeah, absolutely.
long distance armrest.
Yeah,
So
I've got a problem with that computer indoors. I've got to have a look at it. Anyway, there we go.
If I take Andy out, I can get rid of this because I don't need it, and I can go over to, hopefully that camera will give us a pretty good indication. So I'm going to put the center, which is marked on the stab center I've got in there. Bring up the tailstock and loosely position it where I think it will spin so that the top,
your four corners all come at the right place, yeah.
Yeah, well, they'll all
near
miss.
near as,
yeah, but it's a more level top.
Yeah.
And it can still go a little bit further.
You're going to run out of base if you go too far, aren't you? But
yeah. Right, I think that will be about right. It looks horrendous spinning round on the lathe when you think that the actual centre of the wood is that cross, which you can see. So that's how much I've offset it, about an inch.
Yeah.
To hopefully level up the top. So that we
time will tell, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of setting up the tool rest.
Leo is asking for dimensions.
Yeah, I knew someone would. That's why I bought a tape out. So
yeah, very wise.
At the highest, it's nearly 5 inches, 4 3/4, 4 3/4, and at the lowest, it's 3 3/4, and it is about 4 1/4 square, or 4 inches square, the block. So we're not going to get a deep bowl. We're not going to get a big bowl, but we're going to try and get a bowl out of it.
An interesting one.
So
excuse me.
Just see if that makes. It's not bleached it out, is it?
No, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay. Right.
Give you enough light to see what you're doing as well.
Oh, I could see before, but it's a little bit easier if there's a little bit more light.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to have this rocking away.
And I'll tell you who's in.
And just before you go, we're about 250 at the moment. I don't want to go silly with it because I don't really want to wear the top of it. So safety glasses on, and now guessing where the corner is, then nibbling away at it.
Yep. Right, shall I
you carry on?
Tell you who's here. I'll go. Oh, I'm going to go on the StreamYard one. It's easier. Right, so first in was Roy the Boy. Good evening, Roy. Circular Wood by Keith was next. Tommy's Workshop. Roy, Gerard, French Turner. Good evening, Gerard. Brian Watkins. And then I came in. Door 60. Hello, Door. Door 60. Lots of chat going on, which is nice. Colin Izzard. Jennifer's Crafts and Creations. Evening, Jennifer. Leo, isn't it? MG Workshop, Woodworks, I should say.
Yes.
Evening, Leo. Glad to see you along again.
Right.
Going down. Barry Chitty. Evening, Barry.
Thought something was sliding. Headstock was sliding a bit. Yeah.
On the move, was it?
Yeah. I hadn't pulled it down as tight as what I perhaps thought I had.
Right. Clive Rogerson. Doug Miller. Everybody chats so much, it takes ages, doesn't it, to get through.
I know.
So apologies for the slowness of it. I blame it on my age. Tony Smith. Good evening, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
James Crawford. Evening, James. Malcolm Douglas. No, I haven't said hello to Malcolm. Hello, Malcolm. And Woodworm Paul. Evening, Paul. Greg Alexander. Good afternoon. Yeah, okay. That'll do. Nick Castle. Evening, Nick. Robert Dolman. Evening, Robert. Katie, Cornish Maid. Must be getting somewhere near there. It's such a long list. Linnykins is in. You may recognise.
Hi, kiddo. Didn't see her come in. I'm not really watching.
No, it's only she only came in at 4 minutes past 8. So
okay,
fairly recent. Benjamin, what's happening, old people? He says, cheeky. What's it? He may be accurate, but it's cheeky.
It's good fun though while it lasts.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian at Hotwood Turning. Evening, lovelies. Evening, Brian. Richard Fellon. Evening, Richard. Andrew, Wivy Woodshed. Welcome, Andrew. Rob CP. Hello, Rob. Glad to see you along again. And I'm there. That's it. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Tell you what, this is quite hard on the tools.
I'll bet. Yeah.
We'll get in there. We'll get in there. There's going to be some nice grain in there.
Oh, there should be. Yes.
So did those that got the question right, well done. Those that didn't, tough.
Keep trying.
Keep trying. Better luck next time. Added a little bit of interest, and so each time this stalls, I've got to tighten it up a fraction just to get a bit more grip.
Oh, what, on the headstock end particularly?
Sorry?
On the headstock end particularly, I suppose.
Yes, that's where it's spinning.
Yeah. Katie says she did kick Chris off the lathe this afternoon. She started turning her first bowl.
Yeah, I
Well
know.
done.
I've seen a picture of it, Katie.
Oh, right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well done, Katie. Anyway, keep it going.
I do like the safety hat, though, that you had on, the hard hat. I've never seen a red knitted one before, but you could be starting a trend.
Was that on Facebook?
No, it's on Messenger.
Oh, Messenger.
Yeah, right, I've still got to take a bit off. I'm a bit flat there, but I want to get a little bit tighter to the wood. I've got a flat that side where my thumb is, and I've got a flat this side.
Just a small one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a smaller picture than you, so hopefully you can see it.
Yes, oh yes we can, yeah.
Good.
Your camera's wobbling a lot. I don't know if it's touching the lathe somewhere.
Yeah,
or whether there's anything you can do about it, but
I think that's better.
it looks like it might be. It's when you start cutting you really see it.
No, it's out of balance.
But yeah. But no,
And,
that's looking better.
No, I'm up to just about 600 revs now.
Yeah, that's better. Oh, Dewey's shed is in.
Hiya. Welcome, one and all. Right, that's...
Katie says maybe that's my thing, Keith. Red Hat Girl, maybe that could be my new name.
Yeah. Red knitted hat. I think it was a bobble hat without the bobble, wasn't it?
And she thinks it was Ash that she was turning. And Brian said, excellent, Katie. Pictures when you have finished it, please. It's crocheted hat, apparently.
Is it a crocheted hat? Right.
Yeah, apparently.
Look very fetching anyway, Katie.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that's seen it apart from Chris.
I think you probably are, yeah.
Yeah, quite happy. No, because I had a private message from him. We were chatting. Right, now, parting tool, where did you put it, Andy?
I
Could
put
be
mine
anywhere.
back on the rack, yeah.
Yeah.
After I sharpened it. So.
Okay.
But I do apologise, I didn't sharpen yours at the same time.
see if I can get a chucking point on here.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be
F-jaw.
I might have to change the jaws in actual fact, because that's quite a long way up. Didn't realise I'd need so much taper. So
yeah. It's just where that centre turned out at the bottom, wasn't it?
yeah.
And Linnykins says, "What are you making apart from a mess?"
Oh, this is a tidy mess. It will be a little natural edged burr, vase, pot, bowl, call it what you will. Just need to find a set of jaws that I've probably buried somewhere. Not in sea jaws. They're all sea jaws. Talk amongst yourselves, guys.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
Sea jaws would just about fit it, wouldn't they?
I haven't got a lot of grip on them. That's why I tend not to use them. Don't want the mega jaws.
No.
I can almost guarantee they're going to be in the other shed, which I'm not going to go to tonight. That is the mini ones. One more box to look through. It's not them. It's not that one. I took them out so that I could use them at the museum, and I haven't got round to replacing them. Yes, I have. Okay. Panic over. 1, 2.
I can see your stream deck sitting there proudly.
Good. And it seems to have worked at the moment.
Good.
Right. We've got 4 jaws, so I can now. I'm going over to the smaller gripper jaws. These are little 80 mil gripper jaws. So if you can see the stream deck, you can also see the jaws that I'm about to use.
Can do. Yeah.
Going to set the dividers up so that it's inside on one and outside on the other, with them close at the top. Does that show?
Yes.
Just about. Can you see it?
So yeah, I can see that.
I'm using the inside of one jaw and the outside of the other jaw, and by the time I open them a fraction, that gives me my inside measurement.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's usually about 6 mil, isn't it, or thereabouts.
Yeah, so a little bit higher than where I am at the moment, which is
yes.
good.
Linnykins, the stream deck is set up.
Yes, it's set up and almost working.
I thought you'd be pleased. And Dewey's shed says, "What dust collection have you got?" As you can see a pipe along your wall.
I have got a bag collector out in the garage over the back of me, which is over here. Now you can't quite see the pipe, but it's directly opposite, and I tend to only use it when it's very dusty. Or it's firing at me like it is now. I can turn that on from in the workshop without having to stagger into the garage next door. Now I'm going to drop the speed right back. Hopefully get below rattle speed. And get this parted down as far as I can safely.
Cat and fish crafting is in. That's Eva, isn't it?
That's Eva, yeah.
Good evening, Eva, and welcome.
So that's about as far as I can part that down. So let's turn that off for a second. Talk amongst yourself, guys, while I...
Eva says, who's the guy whispering in the back? Is mine a bit soft then?
Or is that me a bit soft? Shouldn't be me. It shouldn't be either of us.
No. I'm Andy anyway. If that's me you're referring to.
Yeah, not very Andy at times, but
I do
some
my
of the
best.
time. Some of the time he's Andy. Right. Quick change of jaws.
We've put resin and wood creations is in.
That's David, isn't it?
I'm glad you said that because I really wasn't sure. I think
I
you're
believe,
right. Yes,
I
yes,
believe it's David. Right.
Andrew said hello, David, and Robert has as well. So yeah, I think we're
Okay.
onto
Pretty
a winner
close.
there.
Now, don't anyone have a go at me because I've got the key in. The key is perfectly safe because it's resting on the tool rest. It's not going to fall out. It's not going to twist. It's not going to start. I've just got to get the numbers sorted now. And there's only 4. Right, that's number 1. That's number 2. 3, 4. So let's wind them in. Wasn't too bad, was it?
No, looking really
Like a tyre change, isn't it, on the side of the motorway?
All moving at once, so it can't be all bad.
Yeah, the trouble is I've just got a bit too much there.
Too long.
No, I've got a little
on.
pimple in the middle, the spigot, which is just catching.
Yeah.
And I've got everything piled
that's what I was saying
top.
to you at lunchtime, because that's why I use that 10 mil one.
I've got everything piled on top the bandsaw. Let's hope and pray. Well,
Sounded successful.
It came off anyway, and it fits now to the bottom, so that's good. So with the gripper jaws, at least I can get a good purchase on the wood. So that is fairly level. There's still going to be a high spot and a low spot, but not as obvious as it was.
Not as marked as it was, yeah.
No. So I can get rid of the step center out of there. A little bit less to get out the way. Get rid of the tailstock complete. And hopefully...
Cornish maid Katie's saying, you remember Mum's name? Is actually watching too.
Okay, no, I don't. But
I don't. No. If I'm honest, I'm dreadful. It's age, Katie. That's what it is.
Is that Mildred or Agnes? I can't remember now.
I'm sure
what I've just done, I've just moved the picture completely. I knew I clouted something.
That's right. Yeah, we lost a bit of timber for a bit, but
yeah, well, there it is. And I've just swung the headstock, and I'm going to have to turn the fire off because
you're cooking.
Breaking into a sweat.
Oh, that's no good.
No. Right. So,
Brian says it's a nice, tidy workshop, Keith.
It is. Yeah.
It's immaculate.
Nothing wrong with the little bit of dirt that's on the floor. Bowl gouge going in carefully. I'm going to leave the walls quite thick to start with until I can get in a bit. Now, with all this wild grain, I don't want to take too heavy a cut. Can you guys actually see what I'm doing, or do you want the camera up a bit higher?
That's not too bad. So Linikin says she feels like going over there and tidying up for you.
Well, it's an open invitation. Your mother won't do it.
I missed Roy's question, apparently, and I know he never forgives that. I can't remember what that was, though. Ask again. Oh, what chuck is that? Is what he said. I missed it, Roy. Sorry.
And have I welded this tool rest? No, but a man did. It's a homemade one.
Is that another question I've missed?
Well, I just saw it flick past as I looked
Right.
up.
Oh yes, have you welded that stand? Yeah, but yeah, Roy was asking what the chuck is.
The chuck is the old Axminster heavy duty Euro, whatever they called it, on
before the SK range.
before the SK come in. Yeah. It's not too bad a picture, is it?
No, it's not bad at all. Somebody's saying hello to Angie and John. Who's that then? Who that is. Well, hello, Angie and John, whoever you are.
Anyway, we never did get to the answer. Who is Katie's mum?
No, we didn't. No.
Let's get a little bit more volume on that now.
Lily Kens has said hello to Ron. I don't know who Ron is.
Is that later?
It's just come up now.
Me mum and dad, Andy.
Oh, hold on. Angie and John are Katie's mum and dad.
Okay.
Apparently.
Right.
Tommy's just said. And then Katie's answered at the bottom, my mum and dad. Thank you, Katie. I'd like to know who people are. I'll say hello to them anyway because I'm not proud, but...
I'm going to see if I can get that camera a little bit higher for you guys, because bear with me.
That's quite an artistic bit of welding on that tool rest, isn't it?
You're only jealous.
It's a bit of sculpture.
Yeah. As long as that doesn't weaken itself too much. It's a little bit higher. Get you above my hand, you might be able to see a bit more. How does that look? That looks like it's a...
Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah.
Slightly better.
I can live with that.
You can live with that. I can bring you in a bit tighter. I can pull the focus. No, I can't. I can pull the headstock.
And Eva thinks your lathe looks like a jet engine.
Okay. It runs like one at times. Right. Off we go again. That's better. You can see the tool now.
Yep, that's better. Yep, it is. I'll give you that. Roy said to Brian that he bets that you would like a showroom. A workshop like his.
Would I?
Well, that's what Roy's saying.
I don't think so. I want to spend time turning, not spend time cleaning up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll fit.
And Brian says artistic is not the word he would have used. Agricultural would be nearer the mark. I think that was the welding.
Yeah, it's spit welding.
I think it's great. It's lovely.
It's aircraft welding, the old spit.
Got character.
It works.
Benjamin says that welder's reminded me that I need to buy more ketchup. Well, it must be interesting being inside his head.
Interesting or scary?
Scary, probably, yeah.
So I swapped over to the Simon Hope. I've now got the lathe running in reverse, so that I can actually see what I'm doing down the back, rather than leaning right over and headbutting the camera and twisting my back, which isn't in the world's best position today. But I can creep down the inside and actually see where the cutter is, rather than hoping that it's where I'm aiming for.
We've got a Barry in, but I don't know which one it is. Oh, Wood Turnings by Barry is in. Hello, Barry.
Is that Labaz? Or Barry at Wood Turning?
No, not Labaz, it's Wood Turnings.
Just met Chris to say that he was watching Keith, and Chris just replied to say to me, he said hello. Okay, yeah, get back on your hose, Chris. Go do what you're paid to do. Apparently he's changed his job. He used to ride around in big Tonka toys, and don't know whether he broke one, but he's on a hose at the moment. I'm sure we'll get the definitive answer to that. That at the moment is barely 5 mil.
Yes,
I just want to get a little bit tighter, but I also want to run the scraper in as well. I want to finish this top edge as best I can. I'm quite happy with the outside, apart from it not being sanded. It's actually quite a nice finish on there.
Yeah.
So just going to attack that with a scraper. We have the Simon Hope swan-necked one. Just need to get it so that the tool rest is underneath the rectangular bit, like that, to stop it twisting. Otherwise, if you've got it there, it'll just grab and slide out.
Disaster.
Yeah. So that's as blunt as it could be.
Same problem as I had the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Revert to something a little bit different, and I can't stop this one by hand because it's a 3-phase motor on it. So I've got to wait for it to unwind itself. Make sure everything messes, which it does.
It's not too bad for level, that top, is it?
No, it's not too bad. As
no.
Like I say, I knew there was going to be
a few bits and pieces, but then that's a natural edge, isn't it? So
yeah, but I'm happy with the natural edge where it is.
No, either you use a swan neck for wherever it's convenient to use it. But really, they are good for if you've got curved walls or
they're good for undercutting the rim.
Undercutting, that's the word I was looking for. But they also can come in quite handy for this sort of thing. So if they're sharp, that is, of course.
So I've just gone over to a cheapo carbide tip, round carbide tip. I think it was a Kronos, but I'm not sure. But it seems to be working better than the Simon Hope one did. At least I'm getting shavings off. Right. Stop and check.
Yeah, okay, Katie. Keith, that's what happened to a lady who sat on a bacon slicer, she says. Disaster. Disasked her.
That's not a lady's sort of talk, Katie.
That's why I thought I'd read it out.
Yeah. Right, I'm quite happy with that side, so try and get a little bit deeper.
Jennifer's reminding people about thumbs up. Of course, we don't know how many you've got because you don't count them. There's 50 people watching now.
Oh, well done, guys. Thank you. Right, hopefully that's not bleached it out too much. I've had to increase the light a bit so that I could see where I was working. So I'm going to creep down the sides at about ½ inch at a time. Clean that up. And then do another ½ inch. I could sand it. But, I could also leave it till the end.
Casey's mum thinks it looks like a flower pot, Keith.
At the moment,
and Leo suggesting a pilot hole.
Yeah, I could do. It's not too bad with this. I should have done that before I moved the headstock out of True. So the same as what Andy did, or was saying lunchtime. I've got my cutter square with the 2 grub screws in it so that I'm at 45 degrees or at 45 degrees, whichever way. I'm cutting on reverse, the chuck is locked on, so I don't have an issue. So you can drill down but through cutting at 45 degrees it's far less aggressive. I'm actually closing it even a bit further, so as I'm getting to the edge, the outside of the pot, it's nearer 50 degrees.
You do have that adjustment with it, don't you?
Yeah. But
Benjamin says it looks like an ice cream cone. Needs filling with Mr. Whippy and a chocolate flake and nuts and strawberry sauce. Break your teeth on the cornet though.
Even though there's a big hole, the sawdust stops inside. Not doing too bad. About another ½ inch to go. But before I do that, I want to reprofile the outside a fraction. I just want to put a little bit more detail or a better shape on it. I don't want a parallel side. I want it to tuck under a bit.
Lionel has come in. Atelier de Leo.
That looks better. You can't really see it. And my overhead camera's decided that cricket it wasn't going to play tonight.
That answers your comment, Roy. You just put camera in. So unfortunately, we can't see that bit tonight.
No. I just want to refine the outside so that it gives me a better indication for the eyeball on the inside.
Keith Jarvis has just come in. Apologies
Hello,
for
Keith.
being late. Just in from work, so now watching
Right.
with dinner.
Okay. If I swing that over there, you can see that I've run the base in now, so that it wasn't
Yeah.
straight. I
That's
wasn't
not
happy
a flower
with it.
pot. Not a flower pot anymore.
No, but until you start, you don't know quite where you want to be. I knew where I didn't want to be, and I knew where I wanted to be, but it's getting the proportions about right.
Yeah.
So what I can do now is go a little bit deeper, making sure everything misses, which it still does. A little bit of a clean up on the inside. Down this left-hand side. That 6mm cutter's great, but it does leave 6mm ridges, whereas this 15mm one
smooths over the top of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, runs over the top of them. So, yeah, happier with that. So, can I get a bit deeper? Yeah.
There's a discussion on about knives and cooking at the moment.
Okay.
Linnykins and Gerard seem to be fine movers, with Eva joining in as well. So,
Well, I don't think it's much good asking Linnykins about cooking.
no, but she says she uses one knife for everything. So Gerard says, "No, Lynn, it's
Yeah.
your kitchen. You do as you please, but not in my kitchen."
It's usually for eating, not preparing anything.
Oh right, okay. Oh, Rob, isn't it? Yeah, Copper L would turn his in.
Alf keys off. Thanks for stopping by, Alf. It'll all be up on the tubes tomorrow or later on tonight, where you can catch up on it. We appreciate you guys have got lives outside of wood turning.
Only just, but
yeah, but we do appreciate you stopping
it's
by
nice.
and saying hello.
It
On
is.
the way
really...
out, make sure you've hit the like button, and for those of you new to the channel that haven't subscribed, if you'd like to subscribe to me, please do. I seem to have stalled on subscriptions at the moment, but I don't have a hang up on it.
I think we're both about the same sort of level, aren't we?
Yeah, you're 340 and I think I'm 350.
Something like that. It's very close. I know. But it's I mean, I can't get too excited. It's very nice to know people appreciate what we do and that they do bash the bell and what have you. But it's not the be all and end all of it. It's not why we do it.
No, we're doing it so that you can see how we work, and if you've got a question, you can throw it in, and hopefully we can answer it semi-sensibly.
And Roy's the boy says, "What was the wood again for the late people?" What do you think it was, Roy? It's you. Of course it's you. It's our favourite timber.
Yeah, it's the only one we know how to turn. No, not quite.
No, but it does almost finish itself though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a ridge up the top here that I just need to remove. And before I get any thinner, I think I'll do it now. It's probably thin enough. Hold your breath time, but still breathe.
Right, Katie's saying there's no such thing as a stupid question, Katie, so don't worry about it. But okay, real question now. I haven't asked this before because I didn't want to seem stupid, but I want to know, when making a bowl, what's the rule about roughing gouges?
There isn't a roughing gouge for a bowl.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, that's spindle work, the roughing gouge. It's not substantial enough for doing bowls. You'll break it and have an accident. That's not good. So you use a bowl gouge for everything, different sizes, but and Tommy says about the timber, it was just a dodgy picture to put people off, Keith.
Well, not so much a dodgy picture. I'd sort of pulled it closer so that it filled the
dodgy angle.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show as much as possible without giving too much away. And it was only when just before we started, I said, oh, okay, I'll throw that into the mix. And it did generate a bit of interest and a bit of discussion.
It certainly did.
I'm not quite sure where the walnut come from and some of the other suggestions.
Ben.
Yeah, well,
that's where walnut comes from. But
almost happy with that now.
We are very lucky that we get so much you in this area. You know, I do appreciate it. I've got a couple of friends, as well as Keith, who give me bits of you from time to time.
And we barter in you.
Yeah, but it's a gorgeous timber to turn. Shame it's poisonous, but you know, you can't win them all.
Well, it's not so much the timber that's poisonous. It's
it's
the berries that are poisonous.
Oh, well, the berries they're the most poisonous, aren't they?
And the dust, once you get below 240, 400 range, that's when you want good extraction.
Yeah.
Or your spaceman's helmet.
But according to the timber classification people, whoever they are, there are only Wood database. That's right. There are really only two British timbers that are very toxic, and that's laburnum and yew. When I looked at it, there were the only two that I could find that really carried strong warnings.
Yeah, and like I say, it's the dust, not the.
The timber itself,
not the wood itself.
You wouldn't eat it, you wouldn't eat off it or drink out of it. But it's not that. I mean, it's not dangerous. If you've treated it with something which seals it, then you're absolutely fine.
You treat it with respect.
Yes.
Right. Negative rake scraper going in, just to see if it will. No, it's too big.
But it's planted in graveyards or in churchyards because it is toxic, and it puts animals off going in there and digging up bones. Apparently.
That's why all the animals now are dying, because there's no bones in a boneyard, or very few. Right, I think this almost deserves to be sanded lightly. Now, I feel comfortable with my digits in there because it's trailing, not a massive sharp edge, and it's big enough that I can get 3 fingers in easy.
It's an open shape, isn't it? So
yeah, so I'm going to go in with new abrasive. Oh, I know, to hell with expense.
Oh, you're mad for give the cat a goldfish.
But I'd rather go in with new abrasive than know it's cutting than old abrasive that you're generating heat. So dust extractor on. Drop the speed down. That was about 550 I was turning at then, so I'm not going to go quite half of that. But so I fold my paper in half. Let me bring that down just a fraction because I shoulder butted it. I fold my paper in half, and the folded bit is at the top as the direction is, so that if it catches, it doesn't catch on a cut edge. So 2 fingers behind it, gently hold it in, and as it's only barely 3 inches deep, I can angle it slightly at 30 degrees so that it's being pulled round by the wood. That dust is going straight up the big elephant's trunk behind me. Oh, you can see it now. It's going straight down there.
Yeah.
I can actually get it a bit closer so that it goes down a bit easier. But I feel quite comfortable at that, sanding. Keep moving the paper. Don't sand one spot only. Don't generate heat. Heat and oak and yew don't work.
No,
Here's
yew
the
is
other corner.
one of the very susceptible timbers for it, isn't it?
Yep. And just below the surface, just below the pith, which was the white bit you could see in the picture, which a couple of people thought was sapwood, heartwood, is quite a hard set of growth rings. Lightly sand through that. Knock it in reverse. Hold it this side, fingers on the top, and it will easily sand the outside. I'm not making a point of contact. I'm making that much contact, nearly 2 inches of contact, so that it's wrapping itself round.
Talking about pancakes now. Gerard was saying he did more pancakes than breakfast this morning.
Right.
I just cooked my wife and myself pancakes before we started this. So it's got to be done. Pancake Shrove Tuesday.
Shrove Tuesday, yes, St David's Day.
Yep.
I've got a little bit of a, you can't see it because of the camera angle, but I've got a little bit of a ring just there, and it is only a little bit, but just work on that. Keep the paper moving. I'm holding it with my right hand so it doesn't pull through, and leaning on it with my left 2 fingers, or the 2 fingers of the left hand. I know Andy uses a cork block. There's various methods of doing it.
It depends on the timber, but yeah.
Yeah, this one works for me. Keep stopping. That's virtually gone. That's virtually gone. And the inside feels quite respectable as well. So just give it another quick lick over that little bit of a mark that I'd made with the turning tool. Not enough to go back on. It's a bit thin now. I'm right to the very top. So, right, that's 80 done.
And we're going through all the nationalities of pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swedish pancakes are not as thin as crepes, but the same size or bigger.
Okay.
Katie had pancakes.
I bet Chris didn't cook them though.
Gerard's
Right.
saying something about they're called crepes. There we are, or should I say they're really crepes?
Right, I'm going to 120 on the inside, exactly the same digits in.
Benjamin says American pancakes are way nicer. I find them a bit heavy.
I don't eat
Brittany,
enough, yeah, to comment on either of them.
Gerard is saying the best place for crepes is Brittany. I've had quite a few in Brittany. Used to go over there every year with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
They had some friends who ran a restaurant, and we always had crepes while we were there.
Well, I thought it was
I agree.
part of the French cuisine, wasn't it?
They are. Oh yeah. I mean, San Molo. There's a place we went to that they just do crepes. That's it. Savoury and sweet ones. Really nice.
I know I've noticed in a lot of these craft markets or country markets, little village country markets, there's quite often there's a crepe truck outside. They're doing crepes out of the back of horse carriages now, diversifying.
Jonathan Flynn says he's looking forward to crepes after the demonstration.
You won't have much longer to wait, Jonathan. I do appreciate you coming in from New York, isn't it? Right, that was 120. Look at that.
Oh, Katie's giving up chocolate for Lent. That starts tomorrow.
Right. She's only given it up for the day, hasn't she?
Well, it does last 40 days.
What, the chocolate? If you don't eat it, yeah.
No, Lent.
Hey.
Yeah, it does last a long time if you don't eat it. Not an experience I've had, actually, but...
Right, now we're on 240.
Crepes with a bowl of cider. That's the French way of doing it, isn't it? They like their bowls of cider. I think Katie's just realised that she's going to be 40 days without it. Eek!
So that won't last then, will it?
No, that sounds as though it's a good chance of failing.
Yeah, possibly tomorrow.
Yeah, I gave up making good New Year's resolutions because I could never keep them. And I've kept that one.
Right, that's 240.
And Katie's mum, was Angela, wasn't it, is asking, are you putting oil or something on this after you've sanded it?
Yes, but I'm not sure which yet. I think it might be cellulose.
All right, yeah.
Right, that's quite smooth.
Now there's an accusation being made by Gerard now. You, the English, stole our crepes recipe but could not do them, so you use them for Yorkshire pudding. It's the same batter. It is the same batter, but it's a great deal thicker.
Yeah, no, I've got to go back a couple of numbers because I'm not happy with the inside. That's through going down through the grits, I've uncovered a little bit of roughness. So, but it's only at the very top. So hopefully.
Lana's written something in French, or two comments in French. Something
good.
about,
I don't understand that at all.
I've eaten some des petits de nom aujourd'hui today, and then with my best friend, who don't know what that is, Romanian frontier, border. But yeah, anyway, there's something about that from. And then I think I'll go with Webfoot Resin and Wood Creations, who says, yeah, whatever Lionel said.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Benjamin says he might have McDonald's pancakes, Gerard. Lovely. Oh, what a pleb, I'll tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't beat homemade pancakes. straight out of the pan. Tommy's stirring things up, saying they're better as Yorkshire puddings, though. Gerard. Yeah, but we like a bit of grease, Gerard.
Got to look after our figure.
Yeah. Used to cook everything in lard when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything.
And the chips. Buy it now, haven't you?
Yeah, the chips did not taste good, though.
Well, they had flavour, didn't they?
They certainly did.
It's either that or goose fat. I seem to remember.
That's lovely as well, yeah.
Nan and Grandad had supply of goose fat because Grandad used to be able to manage to get that from a local farm, and relatives did have a farm in those days, and I think they had a flock of geese.
Oh, which seemed to also
breed
known
profusely.
As Nun's farts. It's no wonder I couldn't translate that bit.
Okay.
Thank you, Gerard. My schoolboy French is so long ago now. I'm amazed how much I can actually work out.
So am I, because I ain't got a clue, mate.
Yeah,
not a Scooby-Doo.
It was quite good going over there every year, which we haven't done obviously since lockdown, and since they sold their gîte over there as well. But it was great just to talk to French people and actually work out what they were saying. They were very, very helpful. But as Tommy says, the best Yorkshire puddings use lard. You're absolutely right, Tommy. You could get an argument from lots of people about it, but not from me.
That's better. It's got the final grits to go. It's funny how the finer you get, the bigger the lump missing is, or the rougher it looks. It's just below the sap ring, which was the hard bit, is where it was picking up.
Yeah.
What are we on now? We're on 240.
Well, Katie says she's done the dieting chocolate thing for the last 5 years, so fingers crossed.
Is that where you eat as much as you like and to hell with the scales because they're broken?
And if they're not, you break them to make sure of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not registering right. Nah.
Well, there's a recipe from Gerard for cooking duck. Right, question from Colin Izzard. What is where is it? It's moved. Here it is. Getting away from pancakes. What is the log on the floor? Looks like 6x4, about 2 foot long.
Well, that one?
I suspect it probably is because that's the one that's most in view. Was it the one that Keith just kicked?
A bit of 600.
So I have somebody to dispose of. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing, am I? Get into YouTube. Remove.
That's 600, and yes, that one. Okay, that's fine. Let's just kill everything.
Thank you, Lenny.
That one.
I think it was that one, yeah. Yes, that one.
Yeah, he said that one. Yeah. So that's Scots pine. That's an offcut. That was the edge of the plank as I got it, and that's where I cut Andy's blank out last week.
The pitch pine, yeah.
Yep, the pitch pine. So it's going to possibly be cord pulls. I'll rip it down into small bits.
Yeah, it's thick enough for that, isn't it? So.
Yeah, that's why I didn't chuck it out, but otherwise it would normally have gone outside. and it sounds like it's absolutely hoonering it down out there at the moment.
Oh, really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't hear anything here.
Okay.
I can poke my head out the door though.
Yeah, I've just got to go down the bottom and put a bit of 400 in there.
Oh no, it's only a light drizzle here.
Yeah, that's 20 minutes away from each other.
Yes. Yep.
So that was 400.
I must put some guttering outside that door sometime. It was drips right on my head, just so look out.
I might be able to supply that. I think I've got enough left.
Oh really? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I only really wanted over the door, not bothered about the rest of it.
No, but I think I've got enough to do that.
Direct it away from me.
And that was 600 on there. So let's see what that looks like now. Oh, that's got rid of those nasty marks, sanding marks. It was when I went down, I just caught it with the paper. So,
all right, yeah.
I'm just going to.
Lovely looking piece of timber, though, Keith.
It will be when you guys can see it. And so I apologise for the
lovely burr. No, that's all right. Yeah. We can see the inside at the moment.
Yeah, lack of camera.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Right. I'm just going to mark the bottom where it's going to be parted off. Which also means that I can sand right down the bottom to the final grit. So I can finish the outside then. That's gone in 10mm all the way round.
Benjamin says, when using your chainsaw, do you have anything to hold the pieces while you cut them?
Yeah, I've tried my teeth, but
yeah, find the
usually the bits. Well. Yeah, usually the bits are too big for that, Ben. No, but I block them so they can't rock.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, self-preservation.
Yeah,
240.
I know your hands don't blunt the blade if you hit it, but it doesn't do your hand any good.
But you don't really want the red dye up the outside. The biggest problem is getting rid of it. That was 400.
I treat with the greatest of respect because it could rip into you so quickly.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of 600. Let's see what the outside looks like now.
A little tiny electric one, which is good enough for what I need.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So
good.
Right, so I'm going to
quite a shine to it already.
Yeah, I'm going to. I've decided cellulose it, which I haven't got down here. So what sanding sealer shall I use? Acrylic sanding sealer?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can go over the top with anything, can't you?
Yeah.
It works. Done it many a time.
Let's have that chugging round slow.
That is gorgeous. That is really lovely.
A bit of elephant's loo roll. We can wipe a bit of that off. Surprised how much you put on without realising it. I think I'm going to part this off tonight so that you guys can see it. Throw that in the bin or on the floor. That's virtually dry. That is one of the features that I do like on this lathe, that I can set it to 2 revs a minute. It's useful for bits and pieces like this for drying it off. And I don't know. Yes, I will. You're talking to yourself again, yeah, I know, but I get the right answers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So a bit of weed wax over there.
It's really
just to,
quite deeply coloured, isn't it?
yeah, it's quite brown.
It's lovely.
Let's go across the top with a little bit of Weebrax just to.
Roy's the boy says, question, is Scotch pine nice to turn, as I've got some coming soon from a friend?
You can answer that one, Andy.
I wouldn't say it's nice. It looks nice and it smells gorgeous, but
It can be turned with care.
It can be turned. It tends to tear. The
So,
grain tends to tear quite readily, and it does depend on how far apart the annual rings are. But and there's quite a lot of resin in it. But you can shine a light through the resin. It's quite nice red
yes,
glow.
it comes up quite red.
Mm.
If you're an absolute beginner, I would give it a miss. For the more advanced turners, it's not too much of a problem, but you can end up with problems.
Sharp tools and treat it gently.
Yeah, right. You might not see too much for a minute because I do need to see where I'm pointing this sharp bit of metal.
It's such a dark colour. Actually, it's not bleaching out at all.
Okay.
I'd rather turn hardwoods, I must admit, Leo. So, Roy, I hope you got some sort of an answer from that.
I missed all of that, mate. Sorry. I'm concentrating.
It's all to do with the Scotch pine. It's a nice light coloured timber, and it looks attractive when it's turned. But you've got to be quite careful with it and thorough.
You've got to treat it with respect.
Yeah.
So,
well, there it is, the finished vase. That's really nice. I like that. That's in our face.
yeah, I know. I'm just trying to get a little bit of light on it so that, which is nearly impossible, you can see some of the colours, which you can't very easily, even with that off.
It's difficult because of the shine on it. The light tends to bleach it out.
Just
that's
got a little
back there. That's good.
A little pip in the bottom to grind off tomorrow, sand off tomorrow. Yeah. It's gone a bit dull where I've just gone in it with the Weebrax.
That'll buff up though, won't it?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Trying to find a position where you can see maybe the inside of it. Yes, you can just there without it.
Better, yep. That's it. Yep.
So,
yeah, that's lovely. Very nice indeed.
And the top is fairly level, fairly well balanced up. There was quite a dip in one side, which I didn't want. So
at least your two high points are about the same. So
yes, two high points and the two low points. That's what I was aiming for. So there's the shape. I will give that tomorrow several coats of lacquer. But
yeah,
I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Nice bit of grain. Something a bit different from me, a little bit more delicate than what perhaps I normally do. But that's it, guys. So
lots of nice comments, Keith. So.
Right. Okay. Still got 47 in after an hour and a quarter. Thank you guys very much. Cornish maid put.
Yes, I don't know what that means.
No, I think she's been on the cider again. Yeah. I don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Enjoyed the demo. Very nice, interesting live. Thanks, Keith. Nice time.
Well, it was delicate for me, rather than, animal in some of the timber off like I do at times.
But, it's good for all of us. I mean, just from our point of view, just to do something a bit different makes it more interesting again, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, and I've not done a natural edge for some time. Not that thin. The walls have ended up 2.81 mil.
Oh, Clinton Wood Dancers is in.
3.2. 3.27. So I've got just under 4mm walls to it. So quite pleased with that. I wouldn't want to go any thinner. It has gone, looking at the top, it's a lot thinner on this bit than it is over on the other two. So the two sides have come in more than what the two high peaks have. There's not much you can do about that.
Nope. Katie's mum says it's lovely. It's just the right size to put her Easter egg in.
Oh, you're on a diet as Easter egg this year, then, are you?
Yeah, very small. Yeah. Roy says that's thin. No, it's lovely. Good.
It needs to be thin because it's not big. The finish dimension across the two highest points is 4 inches, and from top to bottom it's 3.5. So slightly wider than it is tall, but it sits nice. It
so
looks nice.
Lost a bit off the height, haven't you? Basically.
Yeah. But I wanted to get the.
You kept the width.
Undercut it. Yeah.
No, it's nice. It's good.
So, like I say, thank you everyone for stopping by. I lost the mouse now. Oh, I know why I lost the mouse, because it's gone down the back.
Oh dear. That's it. We're going to stay here the night now.
When everything fell over earlier on.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Gerard's got to go. See you soon, lads. Yep. Good night, Gerard.
Thanks, Gerard. Yeah. So I've got to do a bit of mining in a minute, so I can't even bring Andy back.
Oh,
yes, I can. Hang on. I lied.
Oh, you can.
I found it. It hadn't fallen over the back. I'd moved it.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah.
So yes, Eva, thanks for coming along. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Without you guys, it's Andy and I talking to ourselves, which we can do easily anyway. And we don't.
No problem at all.
It does make life a little bit easier.
We've got to have a bit of practice for when we go to Maker Central or whatever it is.
Yes, we're going up to Maker Central. Yeah.
That's right.
We're off up to that. So if anyone's there, come over and say hi.
Yep.
Take the mickey out of us. Cornish is off. Katie's off. You've had enough, so get back out in that shed, Katie, tomorrow.
Make some more.
Make some more shavings.
Bye, Katie.
So thank you everyone for stopping by. I'm on next Tuesday lunchtime. Andy's got a week off.
I have.
So there's no Andy next week, and the following week you've got Andy and myself on the Tuesday. So,
yes, I'm on the evening and you're on at lunchtime.
So and she's saying, so now we can talk about cameras and such. Yeah, you can talk about cameras and such. They're all the cheap ones. One that I've got, the one that we've been using tonight is a Ted Gem off of Amazon.
A lot of them don't have names on it.
No, this one's got Ted Gem written on it, but it's probably Chinese with a name on it.
Yep.
If you want to know which ones they are, drop me a message, Leo, and I'll talk off air on that one. So, because I haven't got the details down here and I haven't got my reading glasses, and unfortunately they put it in fairly small writing so that it fits on the back of a. And the one that I'm just about to twist is another Ted Gem. Upside down I can read that it is a model CEO 140/01. So
that's the first one they made.
And that's a 1080p camera with a 3.5mm lens. So that's the best I can do as we stand. And that is this one that I've just refocused up on me. That's got more information on it than the other one has.
There are loads of them.
Yeah, no, the other one's a CEO 1140/01. God, the eyes must be good because that's so bloody small. But yep, no problem. Leo, it's turnerofwood@btinternet.com. I think there's one that needs to go, Andy.
Yes, I've done it.
Yeah. So have I.
Adam, I love wood turnings coming.
Oh, hi, Adam. You nearly missed it.
You nearly missed it completely, yes.
Yeah, and Barry's put in he likes the Logitech C920s, but they are 2, if not 3 times the price of these. And
because they're a bit more expensive.
Yeah, at the time they were out of stock. So asked Dale what he thought of cameras, and he said, don't go for the expensive ones in case you don't like it or you don't get on with it. You can always upgrade later to a more expensive one. So that's from one of our techno gurus over here. Hopefully it's been. Oh, Adam's been in here a while, but listening in the background. That's fine, Adam. No.
Didn't declare himself.
No.
Right. No, it's good to see you, Adam. Well done.
Yeah. Oh, so it's only £40. They've gone down a lot then. The Logitechs.
That's not so bad then, is it?
No. These were under 25.
I think I might think about buying some.
Yeah.
Because I need to sort out a couple of cameras I've got some glitching on.
Yeah, well, I've got a dead one tonight. I don't know why it's died, which is why I couldn't show you much from the headstock end. Well, I couldn't show you anything from the headstock end. But hey ho, we got through. It seems like everyone's enjoyed it, and most of the work was from the tailstock end anyway.
Yes, it was. I mean, we got a fine view of what you were doing, so.
Yeah, well,
still 31 people in. So.
31, yeah. I did refocus it so that and pull it in as well, which I can do now through OSB. So I was quite pleased with that.
Yeah.
So up until tonight, it would have been a fairly distant view. But,
let's come back in. Or is that because I've changed back to StreamYard?
Streamed by Barry. Could maybe cover for Andy. Okay.
Sorry?
Would turn-ins by Barry could maybe cover for Andy.
Don't understand.
No, well, Andy's here anyway. It's just that we don't do every Tuesday evening because Rich the Beard does.
We do every other.
Yeah, so we cover the one that Rich the Beard doesn't do. So Rich the Beard is on next Tuesday. Hence, you've only got me Tuesday lunchtime. But the following one, when Rich is doing the his evening, which will be 3 weeks' time, Andy will do the lunchtime one. I think it works. We swap it around so that we can alternate it, and if necessary, we alternate it amongst ourselves. Once we've got a roster.
Yep.
We've got a printout, so we know what we're doing 6 weeks, 8 weeks in advance. And if all of a sudden something comes up like it did the other week for me when I didn't feel that I could stand down here and chat to you guys without coughing my heart out, Andy said, I'll cover. That's no problem.
Yeah, I cover for that. That's right.
Yeah, it works both ways.
It does.
So anyway, I'm going to say cheerio. I want to go in and get a cup of coffee or something to drink.
Absolutely.
And, so I'm going to end the broadcast now, guys. So thank you all very much for joining us tonight. See you all next, or see as many of you as I can next Tuesday lunchtime. So it's cheerio from me. There's the camera.
And it's goodbye from me.
And cheerio from him. So thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming.